Hey everybody, this is Jesse, and I finally got my Watt Aggro build finished. And again, thank you to YGO Yu-Gi-Oh Musketeer for this fantastic idea for a Watt Aggro deck. This deck works amazing. It is fantastic. It's a great build. I worked with my friend today and tested against his counter fairy agents and won, and against his zombie synchro and won, and it's great. So let's go over the finer points of the deck, and I'll show you the list along with extra insight. So here we go. So 3 Walking Cobra, because he's a boss, you got to have him. Photon Shockwave brought beast support for Watts finally. The deck would not be viable without this guy. You attack directly, bring Watts your hand. It's amazing. So he's in every duel. I opened first turn Watt Cobra, so that's fantastic. And we have here 3 Watts. He's a super boss. Basically, when you attack directly, he gives you a negation-free second main phase, which is very important, and I'll show you why. Double Watt Pheasant. He's just another direct attacker, and he's really amazing against Exceeds. As well as getting the Thunder King out of the way to get your pluses off of Watt Cobra. Then we have 3 Watt Dragonfly. If you play Watts, he's a Watt staple. You have to have him. He specials any Watt by being destroyed by effect or battle, and he doesn't have to hit the graveyard, so he's amazing. You have to run him. Tech monsters, we've got Honest, because it's honest. Sangan, because Sangan searches all the monsters in the deck. Double Effect Veiler, because it's really important in the meta right now to have hand traps and to stop cards like Trish and Black Rose and all that stuff still really hurt, so you gotta stop those plays with a Veiler. Now, the boss card of the deck, Maxx. This card is amazing. I consider this a new deck staple. It is fantastic. I got so many pluses today against my friend. He summoned Earth with Jupiter, and I Maxx'd on the summon, so then he went level 6, and then got Hyperion, and I got the +1. And then I won from there because he gave me Solemn Judgment. So I was able to stop his key plays. And then, let's see, I also stopped when he was playing Zombie Synchro. I was able to stop him from going totally nuts because I dropped Maxx when he special summoned Plague Spreader. And he could have gone like 5 special summons and swarmed me, but he didn't. I had 2 high enough life points and he couldn't go for games, so he didn't do it. So Maxx is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. On the spells, we have 3 Duality because you don't special summon much, so you really need it. It really, really, really helps consistency. Staples, we have Dark Hole, Monsterborn. And then we go on to Double Messenger piece. Now, people are kind of iffy on this card in the meta right now because of 3 MST and Heavy Storm. But I run enough protection, and also, if you don't have an MST, then this is just going to sit there. And it protects me from Tengus and any higher tech monsters, and allows me to just go crazy with Watts. So I really like this a lot better than Waboku, because especially against Glads, because it keeps Glads from attacking, and Waboku doesn't stop them from attacking, and they just pop all my stuff. So I really like Messenger. It works very well. If they MST it, I do have other protection, which I'll show you right now. Swords. Swords is amazing. These 3 cards are great with Watt Draft, because after I attack directly, they can't negate the activation of this card because they're not allowed to activate any effects after I attack directly with Watt Draft. So these can't be Dark Bribed or Solemned or MST'd in the end phase or anything like that. So in Swords, it's fantastic. I'm thinking about running a second one, but for now, 1 runs amazing. On the traps, we have the Solemn Brigade, Mirror Force. I run double Starlight Road because I have a lot of field presence. I have monsters that I summon all over the place, and back row, so double Starlight Road is very necessary to protect against Dark Hole Heavy and Black Rose, and they almost always go off, so it's fantastic. 1 Ceasefire. I love this tech by Yu-Gi-Oh Musketeer. It really works. Ceasefire is a great trolley game-winning card, especially when your opponent has less than 3,000 life points. you can just get game. They get a bunch of tuners and try to go for game. Boom, ceasefire. I win. And that's it. So I really like the tech ceasefire. It's also chainable. Watt cancel, because it's just another card that stops those pesky summons and Thunder Kings and whatnot. Double Call the Haunted, because it's totally nuts in this deck to just keep getting those pluses from Cobra in the graveyard and getting that negation free turn with Giraffe. Also for a synchro play with Effect Veiler. Triple Threatening Roar, one of the key cards in the deck. It's amazing. Basically, if I have this card, I feel totally safe. Because like I said, once you attack directly with Giraffe, then you set a Threatening Roar. They can't MST it in the end phase, so next turn it's totally live, and it almost always goes through. It's fantastic. Then we have Double Cylinder, another trolly card that wins games, surprisingly. These actually work very well, especially against higher attack monsters. When they try to run you over with a Stardust or something and use Cylinder, that's just like, it's devastating to get an instant 2500 to the face. So Cylinder works great. What can I say? I love this deck. The Spangen is amazing because it gets everything. The Veilers help me get those Trish plays and synchros in. And the Maxx's are just broken. They're just ridiculous. The Maxx's are powerful. So that's the deck, the main deck. Onto the extra deck. Just like before, I basically put in a synchro extra deck card for every situation that I could possibly be in with a Veiler in my hand. So we'll start here. I've got Armory Arm, Catastor, Librarian. I was thinking about using Magical Android instead, but the whole point of Librarian is that he keeps people from synchroing because I'll get the pluses off of it, so they have to staple him out first. Then I've got Ancient Sacred Wyvern, Scrap Arcfiend. 7s are a lot easier. Ancient Fairy Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Red Dragon Archfiend, Scrap Dragon, Double Stardust, because I run Double Starlight Road, so you gotta have Double Stardust. Mistworm and Trishula, because 9s are so easy in this deck. And then you have Steel Swarm and Utopia. So I really like this extra deck. I get Trish out surprisingly quite a lot, as well as Utopia and Roach. And side deck. Okay, here we go. It's basically 5 monsters, 5 spells, 5 traps. That's just how it wound up. 1 Watt Squirrel for things like Monarchs to get rid of those pesky cards that happen in the grave. So I sided in against like Bulb and Spore and Dandelion. And Spirit Reaper. It's amazing. Crow, because he's a side deck staple. Double Phosphodina, because he just wrecks plants really, really hard. And also Dark Worlds, if they have those Graphas. They don't get those Graphas in time, they can't special anything. So that's fantastic. I still like the tech Time Lord, because he's like a super Grand Mole and he's just a wall, he just sits there. As well as you get the burn damage in, which is important. Triple MST, pretty much for skill drain and decrees. That's pretty much the only reason they're in there. None of my decks main MSTs, so I gotta have something. But yeah, it's pretty much for decree and skill drain is the only reason I put them in. Double Dimension Fissure, because it wrecks a lot of decks. It's great. As well as the macros. I still like to put at least 2 macros because I like the chain. I like the chainable thing that you can chain to certain effects, so it's great. 1 Debunk, because it's not too important to stop a lot of stuff from the grave. It's mostly important to stop like Necrogardna or Bulb and Tuners. It's basically not too important since I just protect myself and keep people from attacking me. It's not too important to stop those aggressive plays. And then Double Cast Trap Hole, because this is a really good card. I love it against Dark Worlds and Agents. I usually set up the warnings for them. So guys, that's the main deck. So there's a side deck. We'll go over a quick pan of the main here. There we go. Traps. Some spells. And the extra deck. Like I said, guys, this deck is really good. It's surprisingly very aggressive. You get Cobra, you summon it, attack directly. I usually like to have a Dragonfly in hand for safekeeping. And then you have a Veiler or a Messenger, you play one of those, and you set a Threatening Roar. It's really good, and it's surprisingly very consistent because of the pluses that you get from Walking Cobra and the dualities. It is fantastic. And the Maxx's, man. These guys are just so busted. You guys have to get Maxx's. They're great. If anyone has any questions or suggestions for the deck, please let me know. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Musketeer, if you're watching this, please do comment. I really would like your feedback on the deck and the way that I built it. I did basically, instead of the Thunder Kings, I like the Maxx's because the Thunder Kings do kind of hurt, even though they can stop special summons. That's why I have the warnings and the cancel, as well as like the threatening to protect me and the cylinders. So I really like the Maxx's to stop those plays entirely instead of having to negate one synchro. And I like the pluses instead. So it's a great touch to the deck. So thank you for all those that are watching, and please comment below.